Hey y'all, welcome back. Well, we've dropped the car off. Now we just wait to see how God is going to answer that prayer, right? I will definitely keep y'all posted. Thank you so much for all of you who've helped me pray about this situation. I am more at peace now than I was last week. I think the Lord knew I needed this time to just know, number one, it's out of my control. Number two, worrying about it is not going to change anything. It's just going to make me feel horrible. And number three, I had to get to the point of complete just peace about it. And so that's where I'm at. I prayed going to it while we were dropping it off, and I've been praying about it all along. Y'all have helped me pray about it, and it will be what the Lord has it be. That's where I'm at. So I'll keep you posted. So we're going to be reading from our little book, Hold Me Up a Little Longer, Lord, by Marjorie Holmes. The title is The Answer Tree. For me, it's on page 128 and 129. And somebody made a very good point about why the page numbers may be different. They had the soft cover book, and they said that their page numbers are different than mine. And that might be why, because of the soft cover versus the hard cover. And I thought, well, that was good. That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that, but that might be why. So it's kind of like, I'm glad she told me that, because it kind of makes sense now. Before, I couldn't understand why they publish books that have different page numbers. So anyway, the answer tree. So let's just see how God is going to minister to us today. I sometimes wish I had an answer tree, God. A tree that I could shake and have answers come raining down like apples. Answers to everybody's questions, the family's and my own. Answers about schools and friends and money and problems of the heart. About what's safe and what isn't. What's right and what's wrong. Answers to specific things like math and wind and weather and how a rocket can hurl men to the moon. Answers to complex things like drugs and sex and religion and marriage. I have to search so deeply into my own being for the answers, Lord. My experience, my concepts, my training. And groping, prodding, producing what I can only hope are the right answers. I often feel so unequal to the responsibilities imposed. I long to just reach up before myself to some sturdy, dependable tree of correct answers, give it a shake, and hold out my hand. Then I realized that really wouldn't be interesting. I kind of enjoy being considered a human computer spewing out solutions, even when I have to admit I don't know, or urge, stop depending on me, make up your own mind. There is something dear about the role, and life would be lacking without the mystery, the suspense of never knowing for sure whether you've given the right advice. Besides, I have you to help me. In talking things over with you, I become secure. You are the source of the answers. You help lead me to the right decisions. Thank you that mothers can't just shake answer trees. Prayer is even better. We know that if we turn to you in trust, we will be given the answers, and it gives us a chance to ask somebody else. Oh, I love that. And the answer tree, when I saw the title, I automatically thought, but we kind of do have an answer tree. We go to the Lord. That's where my mind automatically went without even reading this. But I feel like as mothers, more on the mother side of it, that I can relate to this, because, you know, when you're raising your kids, and even as your kids are grown, they come to you with questions. When they're little, it's, you know, simple questions. And as they get older, they're grown and married and on their own, or just out on their own, whether they're married or not, they'll come to you with the big questions, you know. And sometimes we have the answers because we have the experience and, you know, the privilege of having age and experience on our side, so we can offer them answers. And then sometimes they just hit you out of left field with questions that you're just like, I don't know. And I've always been the type of parent and person, quite honestly, that if I don't know, I'm not going to pretend I know. I'm not. I'm just going to tell you, I have no idea. I can look into it. I can try to do some research. I can try to find some answers. But just straight off the top of my head, I have no idea. And sometimes the questions will be like, I haven't even thought about that, you know? Like Marjorie Holmes, we can always go to the Lord. He has the answer for everything, and it will be the right answer, even if we don't know and we don't have a clue. And I mean, how many times have we been in situations and in circumstances where we just had to be still and pray about it to get direction from God? I mean, I have had to go to the Lord so many times. And I've also went to the Lord after thinking I know and have him correct me that I really didn't know at all. So I get where she's coming from, where she wished she had an answer tree. I get that. But at the same time, we do. The Lord is everything we need whenever we need him. If we need that answer tree, he is that answer tree. You know, he is our all. He is any and everything we need in our lives. And so, in a sense, we have an answer tree. Now, also, in going to the Lord for answers, we might not always get the answer that we think we're going to get. And we might get some answers that we don't like. Been there, done that. We may get told some things that we're just like, huh? No. Really? You know, because he is so much higher than us, and he knows everything, and he knows so much more than we know. And the thing about it is, when you go to the Lord for direction, for answers to questions you have, if you go to the Lord for answers to questions that have been presented to you, you're always going to get the correct answer. And it's always going to be done the right way the first time when we take it to the Lord and we follow his instructions and we follow his lead and his guide. He will never lead us astray, and it will never be wrong. He may have us do something or go somewhere or say something or whatever that we're not comfortable with. But if we are under his direction, it will always work out and be perfect. And it will never be wrong. He will never lead us wrong. That's the guarantee and assurance we have whenever we go to the Lord. There have been times in my life that I thought I knew the answers and thought I knew what to do and how to do it and all of this and that, and ended up making a big old mess. And he was still so merciful and showed me such grace that he just come in there, let me know what I had done wrong, give me the right answer, the right instructions, and allowed my mess or my mistake or whatever it was to be fixed and done the right way. That's how good God is. And I love how she says this: I have you to help me. In talking things over with you, I become secure. Talking to the Lord will give us a security that talking to man will never give us, because we know who we are talking to, and we know that he knows all, and he is perfect, and his ways are perfect, and we can trust his direction and instruction. You are the source of the answers. He is our source for everything. The answers, the questions, the problems, the situations, the circumstances, whatever it is, he is the source of all the answers. You help lead me to the right decision if we trust him and really pray about it and listen to what he tells us to do and how to do it and follow it. He will lead us to the right decision, the right answer. He will lead us to whatever we need in whatever situation we're praying about. Thank you that mothers can't just shake an answer tree. I'm so glad that I can't just go out there and shake a tree and have to depend on a tree to give me the right answer. But I can talk to the Lord. He can be my answer tree. prayer is even better. Prayer is such a privilege, y'all. It is such a privilege that we have, because when you really think about what you're doing and who you're talking to when you pray, if you really just let your mind go there and realize you are talking to the creator of the universe. You are talking to the great I am. You are talking to the one who loves you and knows you despite all your flaws. He loves you, and he saw something in you worth dying for. That's who we're talking to. That's who loves us. That's who wants only the best for us. Prayer is truly a privilege and an honor. And I don't ever want to take that for granted. It is such a gift to be able to talk to God and know he hears us. We're not just talking to the wind and it's not listening. We're not just talking to the walls. We're talking to the great I am. And not only are we talking to him, y'all, he is listening to us. He is giving us his attention and his time. Oh, such a privilege, such an honor. We know that if we turn to you in trust, we will be given the answers. Not only will we be given answers, we will be given the right answers, the correct answers, the answers we don't have to worry about. Is this really right? Is this really what I should be doing? If they're from God, you can bank on it. You can trust it, because he will never, ever, ever tell you wrong or lead you wrong. He's such a great God. And I love him so much. And you know, when you are presented, when somebody does come to you, maybe you're in a position of leadership, maybe, you know, just as a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, a friend, a wife, whatever. It is okay when somebody comes to you and asks you questions that you don't know the answer to. It is okay to say, I don't know. Because we don't know everything. Despite what some people think, they don't know everything. We will never know everything. Some will know more than others. But as far as one person knowing everything, there's only one. And we pray to him. So it is okay to say, I don't know. You know, and that is a respectable answer. I feel I would much rather, if I go to somebody that I have a question, I would much rather them say, I don't know, than to tell me something wrong and just make something up just to get me off of their, you know, get me away from them. I would have much more respect for somebody to say, I don't know. But you know what? Let's research this together. Let's try to find out. And if you find out before me, please let me know. And if I find out, I would definitely let you know. There is nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. There's just not. And I have much respect for people that I go to, that if I was to ask them a specific question and they tell me they don't know, okay, that's fine. You know? I mean, I don't know, or I wouldn't be asking you. So how can we look down on them for not knowing, you know? And Lord knows, as a mother to young children, they're going to come up with some questions. And you're just like, first of all, how did you come up with that question? And I don't know, you know. But we can go to the one who does know, right? We can go to the one who knows all, who will lead us, guide us, and direct us, and teach us all things. We just have to go to him and ask. And he's the ultimate Father. He's the great I am. And if he don't know it, which he's going to know it, then it can't be known because he knows all. Wow. I love that he's everything to us. And I love that no matter where we're at, what we're going through, we can always go to him in prayer. What an honor to be able to go to him in prayer. Such an honor. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. And just remember, if you're struggling for some answers and you just don't know what to do or where to go, talk to the man upstairs. He's got you covered and he'll tell you exactly what you need to know. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.